by picking different teams, like whether it's multifamily, it's an office team, the industrial, what kind of skill sets would distinguish someone who is good at being a multifamily broker versus an industrial broker?
Well, multifamily is pure capital markets, telling a story through financials, essentially. It's building a story around a location, an asset, and a financial setup that is unique to that property and that location. If you like being a storyteller around topics like that, or you think you might learn to love it, then I would recommend you dive in deeper to that. When you break down, industrial, there's two sides. It's really three sides, but there's two main sides. It's A&T, advisory and transaction, at least that's what we call it here, and that's leasing, and some like owner user sales and like one-off sales, and then capital markets and private capital and institutional capital. And on the capital market side, obviously that's a similar story to multifamily, where you're telling a story around financials, around a building, around an asset class, around momentum in the market. And you're really like making a case of why someone should pay something for something. On the leasing side and on the owner user sales side, you're leasing a vacant space and you're selling a mostly or all vacant building. It's not as complicated. It's much more straightforward and simple. It's basically like, here's a box, do you fit in it? I mean, when you boil it all down, the key is to get it in front of as many people as possible and for visibility. That's what differentiates brokers these days, because most of the platforms can do what the other ones can do. I mean, CB is by far the best and the biggest. There's no question about that. But in general, all the platforms have access to all the third-party platforms and marketing platforms. So it really will come down to the individual broker, their personality, their relationships, and their capabilities as a marketer to get the space in front of as many people as possible, to get it leased up the fastest for the best terms and the best price. So it's two completely different skill sets in my mind. It's rare for someone to be able to do both. It does happen. Usually, you're either built to like hustle and cold call and grind out deals and manage relationships, or you're built to convey a financial picture around a pro forma, explain to someone why they should pay a whole lot of money for something. So you got to decide whether or not you like, living in cash flow statements and pro formas and Argus and Excel. If you really enjoy math and understanding the nuances of why deals are valuable and unlocking that value for people and conveying that in messaging, or if you prefer a more simplified approach in leasing and selling vacant buildings, which is just more of like, kind of grinding it out, forming relationships and maintaining them, and making sure you have good broker relationships and all that stuff.